There's a thin line between good and bad. I walk that line every single day. When I stray from it, people die. My name is Bruce Banner, and this is me. I'm not a person anymore. I'm the Hulk. I did this to myself, all in the name of science. This is me, and all that I've become. I'm a big, green time bomb, and I'm ticking.
Hi, this is Jeremy Dunham, Editor-in-Chief of IGN PlayStation, and today I get to talk to you about the Hulk, I should say the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, which is without a doubt the best Hulk game that I've ever played. And I'm not just saying that because it's a cool action game and I don't play a lot of Hulk games. It's because I'm a true fan of the series. I've been reading the comics since the 1970s, have always been a big fan of the series, and was really looking forward to this game. And I had a legitimate reason to, because it's pretty much everything that I've always wanted in an Incredible Hulk game. Now, when I say that it's everything that I've been looking for in an Incredible Hulk game, that means that it's exactly what a Hulk game should be, and that it's very open, it's large, you can explore just about any part of the environment that you're in, and you can smash absolutely everything that gets in your way. So instead of the last game that you might remember from Vivendi in 2003, was a similar idea of being able to smash wherever you want. It was a lot more enclosed and very linear in its path. This time the concept is about exploring the entire city, only rather than really exploring it, it's more about demolishing it into little bits. I think one of its greatest features is the fact that it's just absolutely full of different maneuvers. There's over 70, 80 plus moves that you can choose from, and they range anywhere from your basic punches and kicks to more advanced things such as grabbing onto aircraft and wrestling to the ground in big circles. There are other sections of the game where you can also grab a truck and break it over your head and sneak around on it, kind of like Solid Snake did in Metal Gear when he was using the cardboard boxes in the skies. And there's all sorts of cool little features that you can do from within the game that allows the Hulk to basically be himself and explore the environments the way that you've always wanted him to do it. Another important key to the way the gameplay works is what's called weaponization. And with weaponization, it's moves that you can earn as the game progresses that allows you to take existing items and break them and then use them in ways that you wouldn't normally think of. Well, eventually you can find big crane trucks, bust them, and use the chains as a ball and chain device. You can take buses and smash them, use them as shields, and then surf around the city with them. There's all sorts of things that you can do with that, including eventually being able to grab Hulkbuster robots and smash them and use them as a kind of a pile driver explosive device later on. There's really no limit to what the Hulk can do. But that's what the Incredible Hulk is all about. It's about using those moves, using the arsenal to the best of your ability. And it's because of that it kind of overshadows one issue that I really did have with the game, and that's kind of the somewhat repetitious stage design. For the most part, you only have two to choose from, a large city, and you have the Badland, which is the desert. And there's a couple of other little places you can go that I won't really reveal because it'll give too much about the story away. In the end, the Hulk wins, but it's something I definitely would have liked to have seen a little bit better designed for. Luckily, the enemies in the boss fights are pretty hardcore. The AI of your typical enemy isn't incredibly smart, but it is aggressive to the point where it's going to push you and force you to constantly test yourself, especially on the higher difficulty settings. And so you're going to run into everyone from Hulkbuster robots, you might remember them, to typical cops, SWAT members, rocket launcher guys, tanks. There's all sorts of things you can fight and go up against, and eventually even giant mech robots and entire armies, Harrier jets, helicopters, all sorts of things that really put your powers to the test, and you'll be able to use special attacks and the arsenal I mentioned earlier in order to combat them. But it's the boss levels themselves that really kind of stand out for me. They're really on the same level as God of War or Devil May Cry 3, which came out earlier this year, in the fact that they're very tough, very well thought out, and they're going to challenge you constantly. I really like the fact that there is such a wide variety of boss fights and creativity with them, and I think there's a lot to be said for that. But even if you get tired of the boss fights, there's still a lot to do in the Hulk. There's a whole bunch of things to uncover and unlock, hidden comic books. You definitely have a solid comic book game. My only real qualm in that area is that the presentation could have been a little bit better in terms of telling the story, because as strong as it is, it never really goes beyond a couple of black screens with green text that you just have to scroll through, and occasionally you'll get a few cutscenes that kind of move the action along for you, but it would have been great if it would have been like that all the time as opposed to constant flash screens. But you know, all my complaints are really just nothing more than nitpicks. As a diehard Hulk fan, I enjoyed the game thoroughly. I thought it was excellent. I would like nothing more than be playing it right now, actually. And even though it's not the greatest action game available on any of the systems, PS2, Xbox, or GameCube, it's definitely one of the stronger ones this year. And when you throw in a bunch of the other little things like progressive scan, widescreen mode, terrific sound effects, then you have what makes for a really terrific Hulk game. And I really don't have anything else to tell you other than it's definitely worth your time, and you should go out there and check it out as soon as you can. Hulk smash.